The R-201 Carbine, the gun that started it all. How to use it and how to be as effective as possible with it. Let's get started. The Carbine is one of the more aggressive of the assault rifles available to us so far. It has by a wide margin the worst damage values of any assault rifle in the game at this point, but this doesn't make it a poor weapon. Far from it, actually. Within its effective range, the Carbine deals 25 damage per bullet, making it a 4-shot kill. Headshots give 50% extra damage with this weapon, which equates to 37.5 damage per headshot. Now, this damage value is rounded off when it's actually applied to a character, but I'm not really sure if it's rounded up or down yet. Just like Titanfall 1 though, one headshot will not enable a faster kill with the Carbine. You're going to need 2 headshots in order to make it a 3-shot kill within this gun's minimum effective range. Your gun has 2 values that determine when and how steeply your damage does fall off. Technically, these are named damage near distance and damage far distance within the game files. These values equate to 30.75 meters and 30.56 meters respectively. Now, I'm aware that the numbers are a bit weird. It's just a fault of converting from the in-game measurement system to real-life units. What this means is that from 0 meters up to 30.75 meters, your Carbine deals 25 damage per bullet. Moving past its damage far distance range of 35.56 meters, you're going to be dropping to a floor of 10 damage per bullet. That's potentially 10 bullets to kill, which is on par with the CAR and the R-97, their respective max ranges. So this technically means that the Carbine could be between a 4 and 10 shot kill, depending on the range you're engaging your opponent at. Now, between these defined ranges of where your gun does different amounts of damage, it's a linear drop-off in between. In the clips to follow, pay close attention to the ranges I'm standing at in relation to my target and how many bullets it takes me to score the kill. Within reasonable ranges with this weapon, I try to show some sight lines that you might actually engage from in-game to help illustrate the distances, but honestly, to my knowledge, there's not an easy or good way of measuring distances in-game, so approximations are the best we can do for right now. One interesting thing to note before we finish this range topic is that for all the guns I've looked into so far, the range at which your crosshair turns red is identical to the damage near distance I mentioned before. So if you're looking at a target and your crosshair turns red, you're probably in the 4-shot kill range with the Carbine. If it doesn't turn red, you're looking at a minimum of 5 shots to kill, unless you sneak a headshot in somewhere. Now, I'm not saying for sure that this is true of all weapons in the game. I've not broken them all down in enough detail yet to make that claim. But for the few weapons that I have looked at, this does seem to be true. So I'm interested to find out if this does turn out to be a trend among all the hip scan weapons in the game or not. We'll have to wait and see to find out. You'll have to keep on watching all my weapon guides to find out, because I honestly don't know the answer yet, but that may be something to look into. That may be a key for you to keep in the back of your mind to fall back onto and rely on in the heat of the moment. When amped, the R-201's performance skyrockets. At near range, you're down to a 3-shot kill, or 2 shots if you land 2 headshots. 1 headshot plus 1 body shot does not equal a kill though, so generally you're looking at a 3-hit kill with an amped Carbine. At the same range where you deal 10 damage with the regular Carbine, the amped one is dealing 25, meaning it retains its 4-shot kill range infinitely. This is just incredible. It's a huge buff to the Carbine. The amped Carbine also deals more than double damage to Titans versus its standard counterpart, dealing between 170 and 150 damage per shot. Compare that to between just 70 and 50 damage per shot on the standard Carbine, and you're able to be a significant help to your allies if you choose to not bring an anti-Titan weapon along with you. A lot of the assault rifles, well, I guess a lot of the weapons in general in this game are decent at killing Titans if you're able to actually hit that critical hit point. But if you can't hit the critical hit point, you're actually doing no damage. You must hit the critical hit point or you're not doing anything at all. So the Carbine is moderately effective at killing Titans. It compares nicely against the other assault rifles in terms of damage per second, and it is certainly usable against Titans if you absolutely must use it that way. Also worth noting right now is that there seems to be a range where headshots stop being counted entirely. I'm not sure if this is a bug or a feature, if it's exclusive to the Carbine or what's going on yet. I've only tested the Carbine in detail, and I've only really noticed this so far when I was testing the Carbine. But I'm not sure if this is a value that's coded into the game, like, like maximum headshot range or something, or if this is a bug, or if it's only affecting the Carbine, or if it affects all guns, because I don't think it affects all guns, because I know the DMR gets headshots from, like, infinite range. I know the Kraber gets headshots from, like, infinite range, so why is it that the Carbine doesn't? This is something that I need to look into more in the future, but do note that in the current build of the game, which is the launch build with 0 patches applied, it's, well, I guess there's technically one small, like, performance patch, but with no balance patches applied, this seems to not be what I would expect. I guess I can't really say it any other way than that. So keep an eye on this in the future. Future patches may fix this. This may be intentional behavior. I'm not sure yet. Moving along to handling, this is kind of a funny one to rate. The recoil is high and travels both horizontally and vertically with this weapon. I generally find it difficult to use at range, even with tap firing. This is not the laser beam that we once knew from Titanfall 1. Even if the accuracy just so happened to be identical to Titanfall 1's, the damage profile at range in Titanfall 2 is so much worse that it probably wouldn't even matter. It's still going to be a lot weaker than that original Carbine everyone knows and loves. So what we lack in ranged ADS performance, we gain in fantastic hipfire performance in this iteration of the game. The R-201 is effective at hipfire out to a similar range as what you would be using an SMG for in a lot of cases. It's also surprisingly accurate at hipfire while airborne as well. I've found a lot of success using this weapon like an SMG that can comfortably flex to the mid-range role as opposed to a slower, more controlling weapon like the G2 or Hemlock that likes to always be at a middle to long-range role. This is a more flexible and aggressive weapon by nature. All in all, I do like the Carbine. It's not my favorite. It's not the first thing or the second thing or maybe even the third thing that I'm going to run to when I'm trying to win and play with the best gear I possibly can. But it's fine. It feels good. If I'm playing a public match, I feel like I can perform very, very, very well with this gun and have a very fun time while doing it. It's definitely competitive and usable at the highest possible level, but it's just personally not my favorite at that level. It doesn't make it a bad gun by any means. Sometimes the RNG gods can smile down upon you and will just give you some completely insane hipfire spray kills that make you never want to put the R-201 Carbine down ever again. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I hope that you've learned something new today. Leave me a comment down below with any questions that you might have, or to yell at me for any omissions that I may have made in this video. Either way, we're going to have a nice little contained area with all kinds of Carbine info that's going to be great for people for many years to come. So thank you guys for watching once more, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.